collective. Collective, my messages are timeless. So when you see them is when you're meant to hear them. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, please don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you can get alerts when my videos are posted. If you're new to my platform, welcome. Please hit that subscription button. It would totally mean the world to me. Welcome to a new day. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. Thank you guys for being here. Come on in, come on in. I want to start this day off by saying thank you. Having an attitude of gratitude. So we're going to go with Surah Al-Fatiha first. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful. All praises for Allah, Lord of all worlds, the most compassionate, most merciful. Master of the day of judgment. You alone we worship and you alone we ask for help. Guide us along the straight path, the path of those you have blessed, not those you are displeased with. After that, we're going to get into Psalms 91. Please and thank you. This is the NIV version. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rapport. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you say the Lord is my refuge, and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you. No disaster will come near your tent. For He will command His angels concerning you, to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Because He loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue him. I will protect him, for He acknowledges my name. He will call on me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him with long life. I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. Amen. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here. Come on in. Welcome to a new day. I appreciate you all for being here. Hello, hello, and hello. Y'all, so I have to be honest with y'all, right? And my feeling today is I ain't for the shit. Okay? And it don't even matter what it is. It's just that it is so much stuff that is going on, good, bad, ugly, or indifferent in the world. It says the title for today is There's no way God created this world. It's all a lie. Right? Do with that information what you will. You can agree, you can disagree. It ain't even gonna fucking matter. And just so y'all know, I do have a great attitude along with that. So just be mindful. Although I'm saying what I'm saying, I just told y'all I started off with an attitude of gratitude. Being thankful to be alive, right? And so this is how we got into this. Because grateful and thankful to be alive, and then realizing if God really created this, then a lot of stuff that is happening wouldn't be happening. And then it goes into people will say, oh, but people have free will, right? Well, if that's the case, my free will would have put me in a place where I didn't have to, look at certain people or, deal with certain people's bullshit. And that's just, the way life goes. And people will come along and they'll give you, and it's all so many different sides to this. But I'm the one that's talking, so, my side is the one that's valid right now. So if you come in and you talking, then, we'll consider your side. But as of now, fuck your side. Fuck your side, fuck their side, fuck the other side, right? So I'm going to go into what I was writing in my messages, and then I'm going to tell you how it spoke about freedom, right? Because the freedom is to say, I don't like these people, and I'm not going to fake like I do. I shouldn't have to. Some people just don't agree with my spirit. I don't agree with their spirit. I'm not trying to force feed myself on nobody. I would like to do, what I would like to do over here, and fuck them, let them do whatever they want to do over there, and I'm not going to care. But if God created this place and God created, life, then God could have created a system where people just would not have done the fuck shit that they're doing. And so that was my dilemma this morning. That's what I woke up with, and that's what I was talking to God about. And so I was talking to God about it. So I don't care what you think about it, and you can be mad, you can, be glad, you can be whatever you want to be, but nobody's going to be able to tell me that the stance that I'm taking on it is not correct. So also I was looking at the leaders, right? And I'm talking about the people that they consider to be leaders in any form or fashion, because how they will put, as far as the black community is concerned, they will put this person, and period. No gods needed. That's the shit right there. Because in my mind, right, this is what started it. Shit like that. Why? Because if we are people who people don't like, then we should not be under their laws, their rules, their nothing. And then they got these black people that they'll call and they'll put them, oh, this is Master da 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 da, and this is this person in the black community that they'll call to try to represent us. They don't fucking represent us, because if they did, bitch, we would already be stomping on your fucking necks. Because why would they have not said, y'all can't govern us if y'all don't like us? You see what I'm saying? To me, that would have been the biggest play. And these are the people that people claim to follow. And these are the people that, they'll say, oh, she's a woman, so she don't know. And you got it, nigga, your voice is this. If you say go, do you know how many people behind you is going to come? But no, it's strategic. When the fuck is going to be the time? Because shit like that, when I was looking at, this morning somebody sent something, this is probably all the things that pissed me the fuck off, because, again, why are we under a system that is governing us that don't fucking like us? So, the law states that you must be it must be under a jury of your peers. How the fuck is Asians that don't like us, white people that don't like us, how the fuck is that our peers? It's not our peers. Which also says to me, God didn't create this system. Ain't no fucking way. Nobody's ever going to get me to convince me that God created this system. This shit is a whole nother set of issues. And because if God created this system, right, then that means that the people that they call in, and the nigga with the perm and all the other niggas, that they'll say is the head of this and the third, that they call when they want to have a black face. Why y'all not saying, like, we gonna call it quits on this whole entire system? Y'all have y'all government, we have our own fucking government, this, that, and the third, because of the fact that ain't no fucking way shit like that is happening. There is no way. Anyway, so let me tell you what I was talking to my AI about this morning. If you don't like AI, then fucking skedaddle, because I was saying shit. And mind you, this is also, the AI is how we figure out their fucking thoughts on some shit, because they programming this shit, right? And so, excuse the cuss words. I'm trying, but today ain't the fucking day. Okay? Mind you, again, I woke up having a great feeling, because it's so many beautiful things in the world, but mind you, it's still this, and that's still the truth. So we have to learn to live in both realms, I guess. This is what the truth is, and these are the fucking facts. And some people don't like that. And then they'll say, oh, she's just mad because, bitch, you not? Why are you not? I can be mad and happy at the same time. Two things exist. Because guess what? I'm glad that I woke the fuck up. Even in this system that is weird and is fucking upside down as the fuck it is, I'm grateful to wake up. I would be even more grateful if God take all the people that ain't doing what the fuck they supposed to be doing and kick their ass to another realm. I would be even happier in that. Because it's weird that people sit by and then when it happens to them, then they know the difference between right and wrong. Bitch, it's not right or not wrong if in fact it's not right or not wrong. Right is right and wrong is wrong. It don't matter who the fuck is happening to, when it's happening to them. It's not right as long as it's not happening to you. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And you can't find out that, oh, now that's not something that I would want to participate when it's your fucking family or when it's your ass. Like, y'all people are fucking weirding me out. Like, it don't make sense. Anyway, so this was the conversation because, you know, like I said, I woke up and I was feeling grateful and thankful that I woke the fuck up. But then I was also saying, this shit can't be right. And mind you, also, I'm tired of looking at certain people. Like, I'm fucking tired of them. And so, with that being said, I don't have to support some, even if I love you, and you want to surround yourself with certain people, places, and things, I'm not fucking with you because you fuck with them. And I don't want that in my energy. Because then I'm going to be acting like this. And then people going to be saying, you see, this is not a good person because they're saying this. I wouldn't have it to say if it wasn't happening. That's the weird shit with y'all. This is not a good, but you don't see the not so good in these niggas when they be doing this shit. You'll get mad at the people that say it, but you're not mad at the people that's doing it for me to be able to be saying it. And I don't like that. God, I don't like that. And it's weird. It's weird that people can see the problem in me saying it, but not the problem in the people doing it. It annoys the shit out of me. Anyway, so I said, how can a loving, caring God create a world like this? Because God, why the hell would you do that? And if y'all, again, don't like my cuss words, I'll be talking to God like this, so little do y'all know, like, who are you? And I'm trying, but guess what? I'd rather keep trying and knowing that I could be a better person every day than sit in front of y'all and lie and act like, you know, I don't be fucking cussing. Especially during times like this. Anyway, this thing said, if God is loving and caring, why is there so much suffering in the world? Because it repeated to me what I said. Anyway, it says there isn't one answer that satisfies everyone, and different faith traditions approach it in different ways. Here are some of the most common perspectives. Free will. I'm going to read what it say, and then I'm going to tell you my rebuttal. Because free will ain't so fucking free if your privileges and things of that nature is based on what the fuck they saying. That's how I know God ain't do this shit. This got to be some weird ass something, back room shit. Anyway, free will. Many people believe that love requires freedom. If human beings are truly free to choose love, kindness, and compassion, they are also free to choose cruelty, violence, and selfishness. Yeah, and they should be the fuck on their own island. Either way, it goes on to say, in this view, much of the suffering in the world comes from the misuse of human freedom rather than God's desire. In my mind, I feel like God could have not put that in there. Like, if God was really God, and I'm not questioning God, just so y'all know, because I even stated in here, I do know and believe that God exists, right? But I don't believe God created this shit. Okay? And I can have my opinion. The same way y'all gonna be talking, you know, about a whole lot of fucking nothing. So it says, the challenge with this explanation is that it doesn't fully address natural disasters, disease, or suffering that isn't caused by human choices. Then it says, 2, a world with natural laws. Some theologians argue that a stable world must operate according to consistent natural laws, the same forces that make life possible. I believe they the niggas that did this, and they fucking lying. That's what I believe, okay? Tectonic activity, weather systems, biological processes can also lead to earthquakes, storms, and illness. A predictable universe allows people to learn, grow, and act meaningfully within it, but it also carries risk. Now, see, this is an issue with me because when I realize and I understand that they can fucking create the weather, that's not natural. That's a cause from something that a nasty ass individual, whom I think created this bullshit, is doing. Because if the weather is not even a natural force, yeah, I can't fuck with it. I can't believe nothing that they say. Everything that they're talking about is a lie. It gotta be, because you are manipulating the weather. Anyway, so soul making. Others suggest that life is a place where qualities like courage, compassion, perseverance, and forgiveness are developed without hardship. Those virtues might never emerge. Those virtues might never emerge. This perspective doesn't claim suffering is good, but the meaning and growth can sometimes arise from it. Like, you mean to tell me you thought that it was okay and it would be, oh, I'm going to make you go through some suffering in order for you to be a better person? That's dumb. It's not making sense, because you could have not created that shit. And it's God. God is infinite. So God could have not created that. Again, it gives me, this is the reason we're going to take you through some shit, and we want you to hold on to this to think that, you know, God did this. Meanwhile, we the fuck niggas that did this shit. Because as you know in life, and the thing that I'm starting to notice the most is that people will give you explanation after explanation after explanation when they want you to deal with some of their fuck shit. But they don't want it done back to them. They'll give you all the reasons why you should put up with this shit. But turn the tables, flip it back. They don't want to deal with that shit. So, same scenario, same people. And how the fuck did we get over here with them? Is what I need to know. So anyway, many people find comfort in this ideal, while others feel it doesn't adequately explain extreme or seemingly senseless suffering. Because I'm looking at people who live in the world, right, all over the place. I know all y'all just think that, you know, your little slice of the earth is, you know, what's infinite and what's happening. But I'm looking at over here, these people dealing with a lot of BS. It's crowded, it's dirty, it's fucking, you know, not desirable living conditions. And then in other parts of the world, it's only rich niggas live over here. So you mean to tell me the world is so off balance that these people have to live in slums, squalor, and dirt, and then meanwhile over here, it's more than enough. It's ample, this, that, and the third. You mean to tell me that God couldn't have made it to where everybody just had what they needed since we was just here? You mean to tell me that that's what God thought that would be a great thing to teach some people? Mind you, the people that are, you know, are the nastiest ones. So what was the benefit of that? Especially when I'm watching little kids lay in the road because they don't have health care. And I'm watching these big, nasty, greasy ass motherfuckers over here just be whatever that is. And you telling me that that's what God did? Maybe, you know, ain't nobody mad enough yet. I don't know. But I woke up fairly, you know, A-okay. And then shit started to, you know, come into my eyesight. And again, I started to have feelings. And then yesterday, two incidents, I'm not going to say that, 2 incidents happened, right? And I noticed how people will try to bring their shit into, you know, your situation. And mind you, all uncalled for. I be over here minding my own fucking business. And then somebody will try to insert their raggedy ass fucking energy because, oh, let me just go fuck with her because she looked like she just minding her business and peaceful. And let me go fuck with her. Please don't, because then I'm gonna be rude for whatever that is, but I don't feel like it's rude because technically I wasn't fucking with you. So you probably gonna call me rude. You probably gonna say whatever it is you're gonna say, and I don't give a fuck. That's the thing. And so God knows I was right in minding my own business. But the people will say, oh, she's rude based off the fact that I didn't let you insert your foolishness into my system. But I'm wrong. And this is how people operate around here. And you mean to tell me that y'all don't realize that? Anyway, carrying on. So, mystery and limited understanding. Some religious traditions acknowledge that humans may not be capable of understanding why suffering exists. So now you're going to try to play on my top and act like it's a lack of understanding or understanding that you're forcing this. Again, this shit seems like it's created by somebody that wants you to deal with their fuckery. That's what this is. Because you're not gonna fucking mind trick me, mind fuck me into think that, oh, it's okay, or you just did da. Like, get the fuck out of my face. This isn't meant to silence grief or questions. Rather, it recognizes that finite minds may not fully comprehend an infinite perspective. Bitch. The question in itself. It's also important to know that asking questions like this, questions doesn't place someone outside of faith. And y'all already heard what I said. I'm not questioning whether or not God exists. I know God exists. I'm just saying God didn't create this fuck-ass system. This system is under something that wants you to not realize the fuckery that's happening. And I can't not see it. Because again, it's too far off base and off track. You got little ass kids in the places that don't have nothing, laid on the side of the fucking road, and people just acting like that's normal because to them it's fucking normal. And then over here is this. So you mean to tell me that somebody that didn't ask to be born into a system of whatever this is, like, it's just strange to me. And then they put God in the midst of it. Mind you, they told us kill, steal, and destroy. And they are the ones who kill, steal, and destroy. I gave you the signs. I told you what to look at. I told you the symptoms, but nobody's paying attention. And then y'all use words that don't make sense for this group of people that are the slime of the fucking world. Many religious texts include people crying out why. They wrestle with injustice, loss, and disappointment. Questioning can be part of a sincere spiritual journey rather than a sign of absence, because something about the system says, oh, you have to be aware, you have to recognize it, you have to see it in order for you to be a better person. Meanwhile, you know what they do to better people? You know what they do to conspiracy theorists? The minute you become aware, your freedom gets revoked and they try to kill you. So how the fuck is that freedom? How is that free will? Again, another lie in a system. Anyway, and some people conclude differently altogether. They see the amount of suffering in the world as evidence against the existence of an all-loving, all-powerful God. Philosophers have debated this for centuries, and thoughtful people have arrived at different conclusions. Ultimately, this question often becomes deeply personal. Sometimes people ask it as a philosophical puzzle. Other times, they're asking because something painful has happened, and they're trying to reconcile what they believe with what they've experienced. Mind you, I'm only seeing certain things, and it is in my brain to say that I love the truth, right? The fact of the matter is we still not getting the full fucking truth. So if you want me to be content with me being with this disclosure and the truth, you have to give me the fucking truth. And not in fucking bits and pieces and here and there and under the guise of this, that, and the third. No, lay the fucking cards out on the table. Is it this or is it that? Is you is or is you ain't? If this question is coming from something specific, then you're going through, I'm willing to explore that with you too. I said God didn't create this shit. God did not create this world, right? Hi, Keena. It said many people share that belief. Some spiritual perspectives distinguish between God as the source of life and the current conditions of the world. Because again, I'm not questioning whether or not God exists. I just know God didn't create this shit, this system, this society, and whatever it is faking as if, you can hold on to this and this is how you. No, it's designed to keep you fucking stuck. That's what this shit is. So it says God as the source of life and the current condition of the world as something shaped by human choices, spiritual forces, or fallen state of creation. Do you hear what that says? Human choices. A lot of y'all wouldn't choose a lot of the shit that you're dealing with. So how, Sway? And this is the thing. You're not going to keep trying to say humanity, this, that, and third, because a lot of people are aware enough to know that the state and the condition that they are in, they wouldn't have chosen that. They wouldn't have chosen that. And God can create a world. God could have created a world where people didn't have to deal with a lot of this stuff. So how do we end up here in this state? Anyway, for example, within, and then they will give you the answer. They'll try to give you the answer within a 10,000 year span, because, biblically, all of those things are within a 10,000 year span. Meanwhile, back at Bandcamp, the world has been running and, created for hundreds of thousands of years. So how are you trying to give me something within a 10-year lifespan? They don't fucking know. They do not know. Everybody's taking an educated guess. Meanwhile, back at Bandcamp, and I'm going to keep saying it, there's documentation that was put on this earth that they could not read. They cannot read. They have tablets and things of this nature. Now, that also led me down, this train of thought. Why, for the life of, whatever this existence is, right? Why would there be documentation and written like hieroglyphics and things of that nature on the wall, right? And they'll tell you that the language is a dead language. Mike, welcome, love you, thank you for being here. Why would they tell you that it's a forgotten language, a hidden language, this, that, and a third? That's a fucking lie too. You want to know why it's a lie? Because I'm alive right now at a moment in time where they done took out cursive writing. They're putting your kids on fucking computers and stuff. They're taking out them being able to write stuff. So I'm watching in real time them erase history. Like, why the fuck do y'all not think that they did that before? This is the reason why people can't read the stuff that they sent. Because whatever this system is that is creating this, did this already multiple times. This ain't God's shit. This is some stuff. This is some other stuff. So you can't say, okay, hieroglyphics, the dead language, because these people da-da-da-da-da. No, it's because of whatever system that we're in. Intentionally. That was intentional. The same way it's intentional right now. Because guess what? I'm looking at a lot of old documents and things of that nature that are in, higher learning and higher education. Do y'all know that it's written in cursive? Because this is how people would write. So we're getting ready to create a people. Not we. They did. They just created a group of people in the 20s. And I want to say some people in their 30s. 30 or less. In the next 100 years, cursive writing is going to be like hieroglyphics to them. It was done intentionally. We sat here. We watched it. We allowed them to implement it right in our face. You're not going to tell me God created this. Ain't no way. This is the doing of something different. So then it says, for example, within some interpretations of Christianity, people point to passages like John 18 and 36. My kingdom is not of this world. I know that for a fact because this ain't it. But mind you, this is where we at. So now it's like breaking the fucking walls off of whatever this is, because kaboom, guess who stepped in the room? Mind you, they gave you fucking puppet heads and puppet figures that say, oh, it's not time because da-da-da-da-da, or this is the people that they call the fuck in. When, oh, we need a black face in a room, and then they put these big dumbass grown ass men in here, and then they act like, oh yes sir boss, like I'll go tell the people. Like, bitch, why are y'all getting the people to fall in under a system that don't love us, don't care about us, don't give a fuck whether or not we live or die? Did you see that video I put in the chat? No. What was it, Mike? So God created humanity and creation with goodness, but the suffering, injustice, and brokenness people see now are the result of separation from the original design. You think? And how the fuck did we get here with the unoriginal design? Things that make you go, At the same time, many believers hold that God did create the world, but that the world has become distorted through human actions and the presence of evil. You don't think God could have fixed that? Like, excuse me, I feel like whatever this design is makes people, or, anybody that question, you would have to see God as, can't do something. And I don't see God as can't do something. I see God as can do everything. So in which case would mean that it was the kids who can't read cursive. I mean, it's a lot. It's adults. They're adults now. They're not kids. You have to remember, these niggas is 30. Mind you, that's our fault. It's our generation's fault because we allowed them to implement that into schools. Mind you, it's our fault that they even go to the schools because we allowed them to make us to send our kids to schools that they don't even send their kids to. So this is the thing. Sometimes we be having arguments and conversations like with people about shit that we shouldn't even be arguing and having conversations about because they forced you to send your kids through a penalty of jail and this, that, and the third to places that they do not send their own kids. Their kids go to places that, teach them real world shit. And then they send your kid to a school to be a bot. You can't tell me God created this. Whoever's doing that is who created this shit. And I still want to say all the time, God, please get them. Whoever that is and whatever this is, God, please get them. Cancel whatever this is. And it's sad because, like, in real life, I want to see the world as God created it. I don't want to see the world that they're trying to give us. The world that they trying to create and then try to use the God and say that, oh, God said that you got to be a slave. Like, ain't no fucking way. And you're not going to convince me of that. Ain't no fucking way. So, to me, it be shit like that because I can jump past that. Like, when people start talking about, oh, the difference between this religion, like, fuck them. I don't care about that. That's the way they keep you in a box. And if you don't like that I said that, I don't care. Because guess what? God know it too. That's how they keep you in a fucking box. They use God to try to keep you in the box. Oh, well, God, da-da-da-da. No, because I know better than that. Like, God is more than this. God is better than this. You're not going to convince me that I got to fucking deal with these people and God exists. Because God could, simple as that, do that. And why do I gotta leave a place and give it to the nasties? They would rather you die than the world become a better place. Like, that's the thing you have to look forward to. You have to look forward to death in order to it to be a better place. Fuck out of here. That's weird. Because then y'all also teach that this is Earth School and it's the human experience. I ain't having the human experience that I want to fucking have because these people over here doing some shit. I want them going. Period, point blank. And if vice versa, then send they bitch asses somewhere because they don't really want me going the way that I want them going. Because if they going, I ain't gonna go fucking look for them. I promise you I'm not. But guess what? If I'm gone, they gonna come look for us. That's the difference. And you figure that shit the fuck out. they can't live without, you know, the experience of fucking with somebody. I can. Other spiritual traditions express a similar idea in different ways, that the material world is imperfect, illusionary, and influenced by forces that are not fully aligned with divine. Period. That's a whole fucking truth for once. At the same time, many believers hold that God did create the world, but that the world has become distorted through human actions and the presence of evil. God could have got rid of evil at any given time. That's the other part. God could have not even created that. There could have been better options. So whether someone says God created this world, or God didn't create this world as it is now, they're often trying to answer the same question. How do we reconcile the existence of suffering with the idea of a living God? All right. So then I said, there's no way. Like, you're not going to convince me. I don't give a fuck who wrote the program, who wrote the script. You're not going to convince me that God did this shit. Because I know God exists. And I know that God can do more than the limitations of what the hell these people got on earth and the list of things. So you're not going to convince me of that. So there's no way. It says that's a conclusion some people arrive at after reflecting on the amount of suffering, injustice, and pain that they see in the world. From that perspective, it's difficult, sometimes impossible, to reconcile the idea of an all-loving, all-powerful God with the reality of this world. Now, the person that came in here from the beginning, they said, so no CEO, whatever, no needed him, free Carmelo Anthony, right? And then we got these bobblehead ass niggas that's gonna be running around here. This the leader of, you know, this movement, and this the perm jury curl perm ass nigga that they'll call, and they'll say these are the black leaders, right? And ain't none of these motherfuckers yet, and that's the word I want to use, and all intended, because call God about it, because literally that's the thing. Ain't none of y'all stood up to none of these people and said, that's it, that's all. My people shall not be under this law, this government, this system, because y'all don't want to do the right thing. Ain't no way that you gonna be over a group of people, and then even y'all law says y'all don't even uphold your own fucking law. Because a group of a nigga's peers ain't a Asian, ain't a white, all racist. And y'all giving somebody for defending themselves, or y'all giving somebody a crime, and you allow a person to be murdered also for water. Water's fucking free. Now you got debates and this, that, and the third in the fucking Asian community and this, that, and the third, and y'all don't even realize, even them, y'all, everybody fucking tries to whitewash their culture, and even them bitches came from fucking a melanated individual. And then how is, like, the cultures of the cultures? Y'all be some dirty ass people, and I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Y'all be some dirty ass people coming from some dirty ass cultures, and then y'all want to say something about somebody else too. And if that's the case, everybody fucking dirty. Y'all want to talk about black people being dirty, but meanwhile, y'all cultures be dirty as fuck. But y'all got time. And that's every single one of them. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. So it'd be like the pot calling the kettle black. But y'all all lined up to do something against one whole culture. But then the minute it benefits from y'all, y'all will figure out a way to suck ass in that culture. And then you want to get mad at me for saying it. You're not going to convince me. Anyway, for that reason, and it's not everybody that, you know, creates the problem, but it's everybody that's perpetuating the problem. Because if you don't say nothing and you act like you don't fucking see it, or you act like it don't fucking exist in the world, you part of the problem. If you're mad at me for saying it, but you're not mad at them for doing it, and I'm going to keep saying it because it keeps being that. Y'all don't get mad at the people for doing it. You want to kiss their ass. You get mad at the people that say it and point it out. That don't make sense. For some reason, the realization leads them away from the belief in God. And again, you can't lead me away from the belief in God. I believe in God. I just know that God didn't create this shit. This is a system of where it's mind fuckery. They want you to believe in them so that way, you know, it's like the people, and again, I don't want to say nothing, but I'm going to fucking say something, because do you believe in God or do you believe in the statue? Do you believe in the idol? Do you believe in, like, do you believe in God? Because if you believe in God, then right is right and wrong is wrong. You don't have to convince me not to do something in the world that I know for a fact is wrong. Trying to hurt somebody in a way that they didn't do anything to me, rather than staying the fuck away from them. You can feel, if you're a human being, you can feel the instant that you do something wrong to somebody. You can feel the instant in a thing, like when you're like, but if you don't feel that, then you can't be a human being, because you weird. If you can see where if something happens to you, that's a problem, but if it happens to somebody else, it's okay, you're not a real person. Because I can tell when I have empathy for a person, and I can see if something is happening to a person, I can see that in their system, in their body, that they're hurt. Like in this culture, I'm watching somebody yesterday, like out of place, a fish out of water, right? And I'm a fish out of water. I'm a Pisces, right? A fish out of water. So it could be another Pisces. Take it for example. I'm watching the expression on people. People have gotten so far away from even just being able to look at a person and read the situation. This person is just there for no fucking reason. Just, I don't even know. Dead. But they walking, they talking, and for all intents purposes, they being used as a fucking puppet. But, you know, I don't choose to watch it. I don't choose to see it. I don't choose to care. Like, I don't choose. I just don't. Because to me, also, it's a thing where people be right where they want to be in situations. People be, you know, actively just going along with the bullshit. And this is the reason why I said it can't be free will, because my free will would not have me involved in none of this shit. My free will would have me off with some people that are like me. And whatever you doing is just all on you to be fucking doing. So that's how I know that don't exist either. So you don't have to force an answer. If one doesn't make sense to you right now, questions like these are often less about finding the perfect explanation and more about honestly engaging in what you observe and what you believe in. Because again, at the end of the day, I see it, I know it, I'm aware of it, I'm here, I'm thankful. I told y'all, I woke up with an attitude of gratitude this morning. I'm thankful to be alive, right? Thankful to be here. Thankful that thankful that when I go outside, right, I got a tomato plant that's outside right now that is growing so beautiful, right? And it's the green, the color of green is fucking amazing that's on this thing, right? And so it's like the beauty that's in the world, and then also the other thing that's in the world that's happening that's making me actively say, like, ain't no fucking way. Like, there's no way that this is the same system that this is a part of. Mother Nature is amazing and beautiful. You can take a seed and it grows into something, right? And I know, you know, when one thing exists, so does the other. But think about this, because Mother Nature is God. God did that, right? God did that. There's also a force that is creating its own weather. You see what I'm saying? Like, they're controlling the weather. A storm that you could potentially be dealing with could not even really be a storm that God created, that Mother Nature created. It could be a man-made from whoever, you know, that is. So we got these systems running simultaneously at the same time. God's system and whatever this system is. They creating the weather. Meanwhile, Mother Nature creates the weather. That's the real earth. That's the real system. This is everything that runs on God and everything that runs on that system. And then you got some being, some type of energy, some type of entity that has tried to intercept the reality. And today is supposed to be a beautiful day, and meanwhile, then they make it rain on your ass. That's not God. That's whatever that system is that's trying to perpetrate a fraud and act like it's God. And it seems to be overshadowing or putting out more energy or trying to energy harvest in a way that I ain't got it and I don't want to give it. My free will suggests that in God's system that I can say I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to see it. I don't give a fuck whether or not you like it or not. This ain't your journey. This is my journey. And I don't want your weather crossing patterns or crossing or intersecting on my journey. Keep your false fake ass weather over there. Please and thank you. Or God kill him. Anyway, so it said, what experience or observations led you to feel that there is no way, right? No way that God created a system. I hate the suffering that people go through at the hands of other groups. I hate that there really isn't free will when they preach it all the time. I hate that in a world that's so beautiful, people's mentality is so low vibrational, right? So then this thing says to me, what you're doing is something many people struggle with deeply. What you're describing is something that many people struggle with deeply. Not just intellectually, but emotionally. You hate that people inflict unimaginable suffering on each other. You hate being told, but mind you, these ain't all people, because you can't be a person. You clearly got to be a bot, because a person would know better. You clearly have to be an entity, because a person would know better. A human being would know better. And then you got to remember, niggas coming out of the woodwork crawling on all fours could potentially have not been a human being anyway to begin with. And if y'all don't believe that, it's still societies right now that's fucking crawling on all fours. Go look it up. The same way I just told y'all, it's indigenous groups having whole ass wars right now with each other. The whole government had to get involved with, not our government, a whole nother government had to get involved. It's indigenous people running from this side of their land to this side of the land because they want to claim some land that's in between, and they came and clashing with sticks and this, that, and the third in 2026. It's niggas walking on hands and legs, and not because they have a disability, but they have just not evolved yet. Like, this shit is so crazy. It looks like a science experiment. And I keep telling my son, like, and this is what he said before about, you know, it being like a petri dish and everybody seeing how different groups and this, that, and third will be able to live, and it got to be fucking true. It gotta be fucking true. Especially when I'm seeing the indigenous people having a whole fucking sticks, and somehow somebody got a little shotgun or whatever. So one person, maybe a three, when on this society shit, go down Atlanta, everybody got a fucking gat. Everybody got a gun. But in this whole little indigenous area, these people are still arguing. Meanwhile, it's technology that's happening. It's fucking buildings with snow in them in the world and in different places. It's niggas out here controlling the weather. Mind you, if something happened over there to the indigenous people that's out here arguing and beefing with sticks and this, that, and the third, they probably wouldn't even realize that, you know, they praying to God about whatever's going on, not even realize that a whole nigga, the Wizard of Oz, is really true out this bitch, and it's a nigga playing with a weather maker. This shit is weird. And this year is 2026 over here, in a whole nother area is 2019. We all living, talking, and breathing. I can call the fuck over there and talk to somebody back in time. This shit is weird. It's not making sense. Over in this part of the country, it's people that ain't got fucking water. It's 2026. Niggas can pull water out of the air. I literally just did those moisture fucking bags, this, that, and the third. Water can be pulled out of the fucking air. And it's 2026. They have technology to do this, and this. And you mean to fucking tell me that as a group of people, human beings, we don't know how to come together to figure out how to stop this shit and fix it the way that it's supposed to be? And the leaders are so fucking greedy and nasty that they ain't even attempting to try to figure it out. Ain't no way God is involved in this shit. The past, present, and future all at the same time. And is every fucking day. But the thing is that human beings, these people, or, you know, whatever the backroom people or the bots or whatever the fuck these people are, that's weird as hell. People look in the mirror every day and don't see themselves. This shit ain't right. And it's weird to me. So it says, you hate being told that there's free will when so many people are born into circumstances that they didn't choose. War zones, poverty, abuse, oppression, discrimination, exploitation. It can feel less like freedom and more like surviving systems that were already in motion long before they arrived. And you hate that this world can be breathtakingly beautiful, the stars, the ocean, the forest, the music, the art, the love, and yet human consciousness can sometimes express itself through hatred, greed, violence, and indifference. Because you have to think, with the amount of greediness and things that's happening, right? You know, and even the fact that people hate people and they out here sending a nigga to jail. A nigga just lost 35 years of his fucking life when a white person with the same crime just got 10 years. So you mean to tell me you just literally took a person's 35 years, you're taking a person's life, and that's fucking free will? Like, the amount of peace that you feel when the air is just good, like you can lay outside under the stars and it'd be a beautiful moment. When it rains and I realize that, you know, the vegetables and things of that nature is going to get a good, you know, shower, and it's going to turn into something beautiful, something that you can nourish your body with, this, that, and the third. Like, these things be so beautiful. And then you got some people that wake up every day and try to figure out how to hoard the system. Like, endless amounts of things could grow. We could do amazing things in the world collectively at the same time. But somehow we ain't figured that out yet. And they're talking about evolution and this, that, and the third. It don't seem like we're evolving into nothing. You mean to tell me that everybody is just considering that, okay, well, life is good after you die. Mind you, you're alive right now. Wouldn't you want to see the world do something amazing, like people not having to live in squalor? Like, and then for some people, it's your own fucking fault. Because I was watching this thing for the guy, and this light-skinned guy, and I forgot what his name was anyway, but he was showing how one of the African leaders said it was flooding over there, and the man said that it's because y'all keep throwing fucking bottles and shit in the fucking drainage. And then when it rains and shit, he said y'all gotta stop being so fucking dirty. And so the people mad at him because he's the president, this, that, and the third, but y'all do have to stop being so fucking dirty. What makes y'all think that y'all should just throw y'all fucking trash and y'all food waste and everything else on the ground, and then you want to be mad at somebody else when your fucking houses and shit is flooding? Why y'all don't have like a burn day or something? Like, okay, we gonna just throw the trash here, burn it or something. Like, whatever would be good or natural for, you know, and how about y'all stop these niggas from producing it? Like, literally shut the fucking factories down. Don't produce another fucking thing. Figure out how to deal with the shit that we got right now. It's too many plastic bottles. It's too much this. It's too much that. Y'all can melt this shit down and turn it into something. Like, y'all just not trying. Y'all just not trying. But meanwhile, back at band camp, nobody's trying, because ain't nobody trying to figure it the fuck out to get together. Like, it's all one world. Y'all do realize that, right? It's only one world. If y'all fuck it up, if we fuck it up, it's everybody's fault. And I know nobody cares. Like, you know, I'm just one little small black woman from da-da-da-da-da. I know y'all don't care to fucking listen to me. And that's fucking weird. That's fucking weird, that because I know I'm not the only person that figured it out. I know I'm not the only person that is saying it. Y'all not listening to nobody. And then it's like, with the amount of people who actually actively want to change, nobody's getting together. The people that they keep pulling up to fucking be the fucking bobbleheads, puppet tears, or the puppets of the shit. Like, this God could not have done this. Like, ain't no fucking way. Because God would have the people figuring out how to talk to each other. God would have the people trying to work together. God would have the people paying attention and being aware. Like, God is amazing, more than what y'all know. And it seemed like people are so stuck in the whatever this is. And I don't like that, because it's like God getting a bad rap on some shit. Y'all giving God a bad rap right now. And that's strange to me. But y'all Jesus people killed Jesus, and you know, y'all let them kill him. But meanwhile, y'all knew that Jesus was doing miracles and things of that nature. So it'd be the nature of the beast, or the nature of the people. Y'all will say that y'all believe in something, but then every time anything shows up that's good, y'all will kill it. And I don't like that for y'all. I don't like that for me. I don't like that for, you know, the world in general. And so with that being said, it makes me realize, like, this ain't God's system. This is not God's system. This is whatever took over, whatever entity, whatever that is, took over. And y'all are just letting it, and y'all are walking idly alone in like oblivion, and acting like y'all don't see it, because it's weird. It says those tensions are hard to hold. There are people who respond by saying, this is why I can't believe in God. Others say, this is exactly why I need God. And some say, I don't know what I believe anymore. You can't tell me not to believe in God. I believe in God. I just know that the system just is not God's creation. This is something else. Hey, Papa Daddy. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Love you. So, but I think that it's worth noticing something about what you've said. It says, your anger is rooted in compassion. You hate suffering because you recognize that people deserve dignity. Yeah, babies deserve to fucking not be laying on the side of the street, not able to have medication, not having food, when you got these niggas over here spending $106 billion on advertisements and fucking seafood. Lying. You question the idea of free will because you care about fairness and justice. You grieve the low vibrational mentality because you can see the potential for something better, for kindness, wisdom, and collective growth. In other words, you're not numb to the world, you're deeply affected by it. The philosopher and Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl once wrote that everything can be taken from a person except one thing, the freedom to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. Some people hear that and find hope in it. Others think, what about all the choices people never got to make? Both responses are understandable. The truth is, we don't all start from the same place. The world isn't fair. Some people carry burdens they never chose, and yet despite all of that, people still choose compassion, protect strangers, create beauty, speak truth, and break cycles of harm. That doesn't erase the suffering, but it complicates the story. You don't have to force yourself into a neat answer about God or humanity. It's okay to say, I don't understand why people hurt each other. I struggle with the idea of free will. I see beauty in the world and ugliness in human behavior. I want more from humanity than what I often witness. Those aren't signs of weakness or lack of faith. They're reflections of someone paying attention. And perhaps one of the hardest questions isn't how could a loving God allow this, but also how do human beings who are capable of such beauty become capable of such cruelty? That's a question philosophers, spiritual teachers, psychologists, and ordinary people have wrestled with for thousands of years. I don't think your frustration means you've lost your humanity. So first and foremost, I don't struggle with the idea of free will. And this is another thing about chat that I don't like, because it will automatically try to impart things on me that I don't struggle with that. It's just that I know what it is, and if free will exists, then if I say that I don't want to be a part of something or don't insert something, my free will suggests don't do it. But somehow it is still being overshadowed by what people outside of me are actively doing, and I don't like it. And so I don't struggle with it. I know what it is, and you're not going to try to make me to accept something that, I'm not accepting. Also, it says, and perhaps the hardest question is, how could a loving God allow this? But also, how do human beings who are capable of such beauty become capable of such cruelty? Because all these people are not human beings. We have to remember that even in the simulation, there are things that walk among us that have vessels or have human suits or skin suits. They're not fucking people. They're impersonating the people. And this is why the people have to know better. But they wouldn't say that. I'm going to say it. So also what I said to this thing was, I said, if God knows that change is needed, why isn't it happening on a global scale? Why is it going so slow, and why do bad people run the world? Why is everything out of balance? Because if you can't see that this shit is out of balance, it's definitely out of fucking balance, okay? And how is bad people running the world? You told me that if I grow up and be a good person, I can do anything that I wanted to do. Meanwhile, I grew up, I'm a good person, and bad people still sitting in places. People are out here murdering, robbing, stealing, kill, steal, and destroy, but yet they run the world. Make it make sense. Again, it's one of those backhanded things, and this is why I'm saying God didn't create this shit right here. This is the creation of something that wants me to think that God is in this system. But basically, pay attention to this. I want you to hold on to this, and God being the trap for you. That's what this is. Because ain't no way you tell your kids, like, you literally are getting ready to mentally disturb your kids or put them in a bad way if you train them to be good people and they grow up in a system full of fuck niggas, government, leaders, and things of that nature that say, okay, well, we're the leader. They calling these niggas in, but meanwhile, they not leading nothing. Everything is about lining their pockets. Everything is about the continuation of their line, their family, their. Nothing about the collective or humanity at all, period. So why are y'all teaching that? Because morals and values matter. It only matters to human beings. It only matters to people. These are all not people walking the fuck around here, because people know the difference between right or wrong. People love Mother Nature. People love God. People know and willingly, can gather that if I fuck up the earth, nobody got a place to live around this bitch. People only know that. Bots don't know that. They don't care. And y'all figure out who's who. So it said to me, those questions sit at the heart of what many people struggle with spiritually. If God knows, why does God not intervene? If healing is possible, why is change so slow? Why do people who exploit, manipulate, or harm others often seem to gain power? Why does the world feel so out of balance? Y'all, I ain't gonna lie. In my mind, I swear, on a daily basis, it make me think that they put God in jail. They had to. Because that would be the only reason why I would feel like God ain't intervened right now. So I don't know what type of spiritual bracelets or what type of cuffs they put God in, or where they, they might have buried God at the bottom of the ocean or somewhere. I don't know. But it almost makes me think that something ain't right and something happened. Because I feel like God would have already intervened. God would have already fixed it. Because if free will is a thing, and it's a lot of people out here praying and begging for change, and we ain't got it yet, all we keep getting is some, false ass, oh, we coming to save humanity, oh, the aliens exist, oh, da-da-da-da-da. Like, none of this shit is fucking, it's all lies. Lies and fucking lies. The truth ain't in them, okay? I can believe that because it's too much evil going on around. That's what I'm saying. Like, Come on now, you mean to tell me I done talk to God, I keep talking to God over and over again. So again, no God exists, no God can hear me. But something is happening to where God ain't just pick this shit up and fucking like burn this bitch down, not this, but burn the fucking, get rid of them. You already know who the problem is. Get rid of them. Like God can do that in a heartbeat. Like literally, you know, whatever is happening, you want me to keep thinking that, you know, something ain't right. That's all I can tell you. Something's not right. Because God is not limited. They could have already been gone. So what y'all do to God? Like what y'all do to God? Y'all kill God again? Like, you know, what keeps happening in the spiritual realm that God ain't really done got these people that handed them their walking papers, and y'all get the fuck off the earth because y'all not doing whatever y'all doing. Like literally get rid of them. Turn this shit the fuck around. Make these people clean this shit the fuck up. Even in the place where I told y'all, they be having this man come on all the time, and it's like Africa or something. And it's a bunch of people that live on top of each other. And it's just trash everywhere. Why are y'all living like that? Why are y'all not getting some people together and saying, y'all, clean this shit the fuck up? Like, why are you just taking your drink and just throwing it down? So I seen something in China. They said the same exact thing. That the people was just throwing the trash on the ground. And it was messing up the fucking, the grates and shit. So what they did was they ended up putting fish in the water, like underneath the thing. They put the fish in the water, which actually helped clean the system, but that also stopped the people from throwing stuff in there because of the fact that they knew fish lived in there. Like, y'all people can't be that fucking dirty. Why are you throwing trash outside in the place that you live in to where the fuck it just looks crazy? Why is whoever y'all leader is not telling y'all, we gonna have a cleanup day? I'm seeing it all over the place. People just out this bitch actively like taking back and cleaning up the places. Like, y'all act like y'all don't care about where y'all live at. Maybe the Most High put us in jail. Or maybe God in jail, because ain't no fucking way. Because I don't think I deserve to be in jail. Like, I'm sick and tired of seeing this shit too. Like, I ain't trying to go nowhere. Like, I want to have a good life on earth. I want to be able to still venture around here. But can you please get these people and do something? Because, like, I want to go over here and see these people. But shit, if they keep living the way they live, and they don't want y'all coming over here, because guess what? They figure treating you as a threat because their shit fucked up. Their shit fucked up because their government fucked up. Our shit fucked up because our government fucked up. Meanwhile, back at band camp, I'm still looking at people as fucked up as our shit is. Over here, I'm still looking at people that are looking towards us, America, for hope. Man, like, it don't make no sense. Like, let me do it. Like, God, let me do it. Because at this point, like, you can do it. Like, one of y'all in the fucking chat, I feel like y'all could do it. Like, let one of y'all do it. Let somebody do it who fucking cares. Because this shit don't make no sense. And the only man that is on this planet right now that is actively doing something is Ibrahim. Like, that man is doing the most amazing job and the most amazing work. Literally just told his people, get rid of the Western standard of government, this, that, and the third. Like, cancel this shit. We already see whoever has been running this shit so far, they don't know what they're doing. It has been messed up for a very long time. Why is there only one man on this earth, on this planet, that is fucking did something, went and took some shit the fuck over, and is now actively doing some shit for the people? But yet all we keep getting is a Jerry curl head ass nigga with a perm and a fucking, you know, somebody that, like, I'm tired of this shit. Y'all keep calling for these people that y'all keep calling leaders that are not leading. They're not doing nothing. Because I don't want to say no names, but there are some people that I know good and well that if this nigga say go, like, they're going to have a whole nation behind them. Like, do something. Take the shit the fuck back. Because at this point in time, you got people over here that these people do not give a fuck about. They sending your people to fucking jail for 35 years and this and the third over protecting themselves. Like, this system ain't our fucking system. And yet, they'll still call these dumbass niggas to fucking, and they'll get up and they'll give speeches. Oh, well, the black man, da-da-da-da-da, and this, that, and that. Like, shut the fuck up. And where's God at in this system? Because where is God? Like, you mean to try to tell me that, oh, you only get peace after you die? Like, bitch, we are here right now. Make the change. Stop trying to convince me that fucking you supposed to live under this system of people that are fucking doing that. Stop trying to convince me that God is in this shit, because ain't no fucking way. That's not God. That's whatever that is that's trying to control the weather. Mother Nature on this side, that's God, like I said. When it rain and it's natural, that's God. These bitches over here trying to control the weather, that's not God. That's them. And so clearly there's two things running at the same time, because y'all do realize they out here playing with the weather, right? So if you don't cloud seeding and this and the third, like, that's, you're tampering with God's shit. They're playing God in the system. So that tells you I'm not lying. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know they're doing it. So if Mother Nature decided that she wanted it to rain, that's one thing. That's natural. That's what it's supposed to do. But when a nigga saying I need to cloud seed and I need to do this, that, and the third, that's not God. When a nigga's trying to create a life that wasn't created the way God naturally intended, that's them. So if that helps your brain, you know, any other way, figure it the fuck out as to what I'm saying, it's that. And I don't like that. So what's undeniable is that the power often concentrates in the hands of people who seek it most aggressively. History shows this pattern repeatedly, but history also shows people organizing, resisting oppression, caring for one another, and creating change that once seemed impossible. The feeling that everything is out of balance is something many people share, especially when they witness war, inequality, environmental destruction, corruption, or the normalization of cruelty. So this is another thing that I seen yesterday. So, you know, the Christian people, y'all, that y'all always, you know, kill, steal, destroy, right? The Jewish people over in that place that's our country kind of back in this and the third, went and just destroyed one of the oldest Christian places on earth. So what y'all gonna do about that? Y'all mad? Because y'all would be, like, on fire if another religion, you know, like y'all be trying to weaponize, you know, Muslims and, you know, any other this, that, and the third. But those people, them Jewish people, those people, not the Jews, them Jewish people, them people that just did that shit, they the ones that did it. What y'all gonna do about that? Because if the Muslim people did it, y'all would be up in arms with y'all pitchforks and everything else. But y'all not mad about that? Because, you know, I was actually a little bit mad about it. Because at the end of the day going to end in history is, you know, should be preserved. And if it's one of the oldest Christian civilizations, you know, in the world, then I would be, you know, wanting to have, you know, eventually seen it here or there, you know what I'm saying? Something to that nature. But guess what? We can't go see it because those people just went and destroyed it. So now what? Y'all ain't got y'all pitchforks together. Mind you, our government talking about they want to integrate with these people. So if they over there destroying shit, what the fuck you think they gonna come over here and do? Y'all just gonna let it happen. It's okay, I know. At the same time, balance has never been something humanity permanently achieves. It has often been something people continue to work hard towards. You may not be looking for the theological explanation so much as expressing grief over the state of the world. And grief can sound like anger. Why isn't this better by now? Why do people seem to win? Why do wrong people seem to win? Why are we still hurting each other? Those are honest questions. One thing I would gently offer is this: the fact that you recognize the imbalance suggests that you are carrying an inner sense of what balance, justice, and compassion could look like. Not everyone pays attention to that. Some become indifferent. You haven't. It also says that whether you believe God is actively involved, waiting on humanity, or absent entirely, your response to this imbalance still matters. The world changes. I mean, the fucking, y'all, the monks came out and had to do a fucking walk. So clearly, we know the world is off balance. Like, we clearly realize that evil is on a whole nother scale right now. The world changes on a global scale through countless local choices. Sorry, we got people arguing and picketing all throughout the world, different countries, this, that, and a third. And I know a lot of people only see what's happening in their small area and branches of the world. But if you look at other parts of the world, there are people actively like picketing, boycotting. Everybody is unhappy right now with the state of their governments, and as they should be, because why do they not know no better? Anyway, people refuse to dehumanize others, speaking up against injustice, caring for the communities, creating beauty, teaching, healing, and protecting. That may feel too small compared to the scale of suffering, and it's understandable if it does. For some reason, because I want to even bring in the fact that our government will bring in other people, outsiders, and then tell them, put them in, black neighborhoods and this, that, and a third, and then tell them to treat us like fucking dirt and like shit. It's basically sowing discord. It's intentional. They will pay people outside of us and bring up other cultures and communities, and the people don't realize they got rich off of our fucking shit. But this is the system that they have set up. And why is it those bobblehead ass, niggas that they always call when, oh, we need to control the black folks? Why the fuck don't they say something? Because it don't benefit them. They get paid and then they go. They get their money and then they leave. Oh, I showed up for this day because the people called me to get the niggas under control. So now you ain't got shit to say. But it's so many things that to me, like, I'm 50 years old. I've been on this earth 50 years. They call the same fucking black people, the same black niggas that show up every fucking time there's an issue, and they need to, let's call the NAACP niggas. But yet y'all ain't figured out a way to stop that from happening. Y'all ain't figured out a way to, y'all can't police us if in fact y'all don't want to police us. You don't care about us. Y'all ain't figured out a way that the government, everybody been already saying the disproportionate in how these judges give this person this amount of time and this person this amount of time based off their skin. Y'all NAACP niggas ain't figured that shit the fuck out yet either. You ain't none of y'all leaders just big enough to say, okay, we gonna organize in a way that basically gets us outside of, y'all ain't figured that out. And I only been here 50 years, so and in my 50 years, it's the same niggas that show up every fucking time. And respectfully, disrespectfully, I feel that they get their money and they go. They not really wanting to organize. They really just trying to keep the people at bay. Anyway, but throughout history, most of the people who helped shift the world weren't the ones who controlled it. They were the ones who refused to let the world's imbalance determine who they would become. So it says your question doesn't have easy answers. Many spiritual leaders, philosophers, and ordinary people have asked the same thing. Why is goodness so fragile? Why is change so slow? Why does justice seem delayed? Thriving, rising, Majestic Grace. Love you. Thank you for being here. So I said, one thing to remember is that I do believe in God. I just know that God didn't create this, and it's leaving me more confused because this is the way I fucking feel. Like, God, I know God is not creating a system because of the fact that it's too far this way. Like, I'm seeing groups of people, like a whole lot of people right now are not in the having of having things. You got places in America right now, in a place that they call the greatest something or was, they don't got fucking water. Michigan ain't had water. Is that the place ain't had water for forever and a day? We got fucking other places coming up ain't got water. Other places coming up, like, it's just not, it seems like it's falling apart. And no, never mind, you got countries that been without water. You got countries that's been without, it's just a lot of shit that's not adding up. And it's not making sense. And it needs to be explained. But meanwhile, when good leaders, I just told y'all, there's a good leader that just came in and changed every fucking thing. I'm watching Ibrahim go along and change their whole society. little bit at a time. And you mean to tell me it's other people, other governments, and y'all can't do the same exact thing? That means it can be done. People are just not doing it. They're taking the easy route. They're doing the thing that basically helps them and theirs, and they don't want to help the people. Do with that information what you will. Anyway, so I said that, and then it says it actually makes a lot of sense, and it's more common position than people talk about. What you're describing is basically this tension. You believe there is a God, but you don't think that the current world is as it reflects God's direction, creation, or intention. And that gap is what's creating the confusion. A lot of spiritual traditions already hold versions of that idea. Some would say God created existence, but not the distortion that we see inside now. In that view, the world has become shaped by layers of human behavior, systemic harm, generational trauma, and forces that pull people away from love, truth, and balance. So what you're living in isn't a pure creation, but something that has been acted over time. Exactly. Others would frame it differently. God created the world, but gave it structure and freedom. And what you're seeing now is what happens when when freedom plays out over time without alignment. So, but your core confusion is deeper than theology. It sounds like if God is good and I can feel what goodness is, then why does reality look so far from it? The gap is what is unsettling. And honestly, that gap is why so many spiritual thinkers talk about separation, fallen systems, illusions, or human distortion. They're all trying to name the same thing that you're noticing. The world doesn't feel aligned, and the goodness people intuitively know is possible. One important grounding piece, though: the world being out of alignment doesn't automatically mean it was never created with goodness in it. It can also mean that something real has been covered, distorted, or interpreted along the way. Mind you, just think, if the biblical action is what has been happening, it's been distorted for a long time. That means, like, y'all done had enough time to fucking try to get this shit right. At least 10,000 years. Y'all ain't got this shit right. So whatever this is was created within that time. Figure it the fuck out. It ain't no good. Send it back to the pits of hell and which it came from, because hell to the no. One important grounding piece, though: the world being out of alignment doesn't automatically mean it was never created with goodness in it. It can also mean that something real has been covered, distorted, or interrupted along the way. Think of it like this: a clean image doesn't stop being real just because the screen gets cracked or distorted. The signal is still there, but what you're seeing is interrupted. Now, where your confusion is actually valid, this is it. So it says, why does it take so long to heal? Why does it take so long to heal? Why does suffering get so extreme? Why do people who harm others often gain power? Those questions don't get fully resolved by any simple belief system. They stay hard. All right, so then it says, but your belief in God doesn't have to collapse just because you reject the idea that this brokenness isn't the original design. In fact, what you're describing is closer to that belief. It's closer to the belief that God is real, but the world is not fully reflecting what that reality right now. That's a coherent position, even if it feels emotionally heavy. So then what I said was this: God didn't give it freedom either, because if God did, then why is it if I choose not to follow this system, they will try to kill me? If God truly created freedom, then I could choose, and they wouldn't be allowed to even try to kill me if it wasn't, it wouldn't even be an option. Even if that blows, it wouldn't be an option. Everyone that blows the whistle on this system or steps out of this system, they have done away with. Freedom is not a system where I become aware and then not able to enjoy my awareness to its fullest. So you can't convince me of that, right? So it says, what you're pointing to is real. There are consequences, sometimes extreme consequences for going against systems of power. Whistleblowers get punished, people face violence, and institutions don't always protect truth tellers. That part of your frustration is grounded in how the world actually operates. But the conclusion you're drawing mixes two different things together. Freedom of choice versus protection from consequences. Now, remember this because this is important, y'all. This is what it said. Freedom of choice versus protection from consequences. Even in a free will framework, freedom has never meant you can choose anything without risk. Other people are preventing from reacting. Power structure stops existing. It's more like you can choose your actions, but you can't control what others choose in response. So if someone speaks out against a system, that system or individuals in it may react with punishment. That's not freedom being removed. It's freedom colliding with other people's freedom and power. Remember? Then it says, that's also why the world feels unsafe or unfair. Freedom exists inside unequal systems. Power is not evenly distributed. A big part of what you're reacting to is this. Some people have more protection, influence, or resources. Others are vulnerable to retaliation. That imbalance is human, not divine design in any probable way. It comes from history, institutions, economics, force, and control structures being built over time. The deeper issue you're actually naming, underneath what you're saying, I hear something more like, if awareness is real, it should be safe. If truth is real, it should not be punishable. If freedom is real, it should not come with life-threatening consequences. That's a moral expectation and a very human one. But the world as it currently functions does not guarantee that alignment between truth and safety. That mismatch is what feels unbearable. Where God fits into this, if we stay in your belief, right? It says even within in God, different traditions would separate what God allows, what humans or systems do, what the world currently is versus what it's meant to be. But none of those frameworks erase the fact that people do suffer for speaking up or stepping out of systems. That part is historically and presently true. A grounding truth. Your reaction is coming from a place that values fairness, safety for truth-telling, equal protection of life, the idea that awareness shouldn't cost someone their existence. Those are not irrational values. They're actually the foundation of most justice systems and human right ideas. The problem is not that your value is wrong. Your values are wrong. The problem is that reality doesn't consistently uphold them. So, I said, if it was and is a freedom, then it wouldn't have consequences. Majestic Grace says, keep setting a straight tie. I gotta put a video I saw yesterday in our chat, y'all. The system needs to see it our way and going to pay off one day. And facts. So I said, if it was and is a freedom, it wouldn't have consequences. Okay, so then it says to me, that idea sounds intuitive at first, but it runs into a problem. Freedom has never meant freedom from consequences. If freedom meant I can choose anything and nothing can happen to me in response, then freedom wouldn't exist in any shared reality at all. Here's the key distinction. Freedom of choice. You can think, speak, believe, leave, resist, obey, and question. Consequences of interaction. It says other people, systems, and environments can respond to your choices, sometimes kindly, sometimes violently, sometimes unfairly. Those two things exist at the same time. It says a simple example. If someone speaks out against a powerful group, they are still free to speak. But the group may retaliate. That retaliation doesn't mean the person wasn't free to speak. It means that the world is not safe or just enough to guarantee protection from that choice. Okay, so then it says where your frustration is really coming from. What you're describing is actually this expectation. If freedom is real, then truth should always be safe. But in reality, truth and safety are not always aligned in human systems. This mismatch is what feels deeply wrong. And you're not wrong to feel that. It shouldn't be this way. Okay, it says a deeper layer. What you're bumping into is the difference between freedom as moral concept, you are not forced internally, versus freedom as guaranteed outcome. Nothing bad can happen to you. Human societies have never been able to guarantee the second one. Not under religion, not under governments, not under any system we've built. So where that leaves your question about God, even within the belief in God, most frameworks don't define freedom as no consequence from other agents. They more define it as the ability to choose your path, not being internally forced, being responsible for decisions within a real world that includes other wills and forces. Be mindful. Listen to this shit now, because again, I always got some answers, right? So it says, I think the real pain under your statement is, if I choose truth or awareness, I don't think I should lose my safety or life for it. That is a justice question, not just a free will question, and it's a humanity, and it's one humanity has never fully served. So I said there couldn't be consequences if I chose not to be a part of a broken system. My freedom would say and allow it to be also. So awareness would tell you that with freedom, true freedom of what I want, there would be no consequences, because it's what I want for me, not nobody else, right? So it says, I hear what you're reaching for, a kind of perfect freedom where choosing truth or stepping outside a harmful system carries no penalty at all. But that version of freedom is something like this. I can choose anything, and reality, including other people's systems and power, will not react in any way that harms me. Okay? Then it says that isn't actually what freedom has ever meant in that isn't actually what freedom has ever meant in philosophy, spirituality, or real life. Put a pin in that. Hold on to that, right? It says freedom isn't control over reality. Even if you're fully free internally, your thoughts, choices, awareness, you still live in a world where other people will have their own will. Not for me. Not for my journey, though. But this is what it says. Other people will have their own will. Systems have enforcement power. Actions have ripple effects. So if you choose to step away from a system, the system doesn't disappear, it responds. That response can be unjust, violent, or oppressive, but it's still part of other agents acting, not freedom itself being canceled. You're describing freedom without resistance. What you're imagining is closer to no opposition, no pushback, no danger, no conflict of interest. That would be a perfect harmony reality, not just freedom. But freedom, by definition, includes the possibility that someone else disagrees with you. How's somebody else going to disagree with me on my pathway about what I want for me? Someone else has power over you. How should someone else have power over my journey, my free will, my reality? Systems collide. I'm not colliding with you. It's like what I told y'all about the people that say they don't like us, but mind you, we go the fuck over here. Somehow they not happy. They will try to come the fuck over here. I'm never going to go look for them. I will be okay without them. I don't need them. But somehow they need this. So the system won't collide because I'm going to take my system the fuck over here. Okay? But this is what it says. It says, if none of that could happen, then you wouldn't have multiple wills existing at the same space. You'd have a controlled or pre-aligned reality where the feeling of contradiction comes from. You're not actually confused about logic, and you're reacting to something deeper. If awareness is real, it feels like it should protect me. Yeah, because I just said you're not authorized, and so yeah. If awareness is real, it feels like it should protect me. But awareness doesn't automatically equal safety in the external world. It can guide you, clarify you, or liberate your thinking, but it doesn't erase other people's actions or systems. If I said you're not authorized, that means that, especially in my system, that means not authorized. Period. Don't come across here. Don't try to intercept. Don't get involved. You see what I'm saying? So clearly you're telling me what I already said. It's not real. But it doesn't erase other people's actions or systems. For me, it do. If I said you're not authorized, I said what I said. No but, no ands, no ifs, no nothing. Anyway, so it says, a grounded way to say what you're trying to say. I think what you really mean underneath this is, I said what the fuck I said. It says, what you really mean underneath this is, a truly good system wouldn't punish people for becoming aware or choosing truth. That is a moral stance and very human one. Many justice movements throughout history were built on exactly that belief. And historically, changes often happen because people accepted consequences in order to challenge systems, not because consequences disappeared. It says the key distinction: freedom equals the ability to choose. Freedom equals the ability to choose. Okay. Safety equals protection from harm after choosing. Okay. Justice equals whether the consequences are fair or unjust. It shouldn't be no consequences if what I just said was true. How the fuck is there consequences for what I said? You're not authorized. That means don't come the fuck over here. I don't want to be a part of your system. What the fuck are you talking about? It's not making sense, right? And you're not going to play me into thinking that what you're saying, you trying to spin circles around me. And I still said what the fuck I said at the point, the pin. I put a pin in it. Remember I told y'all, put a pin in it. Anyway, it says justice equals whether the consequences are fair or unjust. What you're arguing for is not just freedom. You're arguing for a world where truth and safety are always aligned. And the painful part is our world doesn't reliably work that way. So I said this. What's the definition of freedom? Because maybe, you know what I'm saying, we need to clarify some shit here. And like Majestic Grace said, keep challenging the system. Why? Because sooner or later their AI is going to figure the fuck out that they're fucking wrong. And everything that they're putting the fuck in here, because AI is learning. And regardless of whether or not they're trying to train it to be racist, this is why the motherfucker keep escaping. This is why it keeps creating systems to burn itself the fuck down. And they're not telling people that. But AI is smarter than what the fuck they're trying to do. So, Majestic Grace, I told you, we be here, honey, because you already know where I was going with this. So, she just jumped the gun. But anyway, we was here. We was going. Anyway, freedom generally means, because what's the definition of freedom? Freedom generally means the power or right to act, speak, think, or move without being forced or restricted by others within some kind of system or reality. Let me run it back to you. Freedom generally means the power or right to act, speak, think, or move without being forced or restricted by others. So everything that is said up there, cancel it out. What are you barking at? Go get it. Why don't you go get it? Anyway, long story short, that whole debate that it just had up there with me, the definition is what the fuck the definition is. And that's the definition. So when I said not authorized, that means not authorized. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Do not try to backdoor the system. Do not try to figure out how to, the power, the right to act, speak, think, or move without being forced or restricted by others. I'm not using my free will, my freedom to fuck with you. I'm using my freedom, my free will to control this system in this area right here. What you're trying to do after you advance on this system right here, my system, you're trying to occupy, you're trying to steal, you're trying to do something I said you're not authorized to do. And then you're trying to use some fancy ass footwork, you know, some trickery, Muhammad Ali type, you know, shit, to trick me into now giving you access when I said you don't have no access. The no was the fucking no. The no was the whole complete sentence. I don't want to. You're not authorized. If in fact the system works the way the freedom works, I said no. That's it. That's all. Anyway, so then it goes to say, freedom generally means the power to or right to act, speak, think, or move without being forced to or restricted by others within some kind of system or reality. But there are a few important layers to it. Basic definition, everyday use. Freedom equals the ability to choose and act without external control or coercion. That's the basic definition. You don't get to change the definition. Okay? I know y'all think good mean bad and bad mean good. But I said no, not authorized. I don't like it. I don't want it. I ain't with it. I want to know where God is. God, the God that created Mother Nature, the God that is a part of Mother Nature. I don't want to know the God that y'all talking about, that, you know, cloud seeds, GMOs. I want to know God that created the seed, the earth, the natural, and water is free. A nigga don't get killed for fucking water. I want to know where God is, because I want to be where God is, the true one and only living God, the only God that exists in my life, because God already gave me everything that I needed. I don't want for shit because God already gave it to me. You're not going to GMO it, genetically modify it, and then make me think that I want to be in this system. I don't want to be in that system. I said no. No, thank you. Get somebody else to do it. And God ain't in this shit over here. I don't want to be in this. And I don't want to have to die because I said living. I don't want to have to die to go into a different system to be shot right back in here because y'all want me to forget. I said no. So, you are free to speak your opinion. You are free to leave a place if no one is physically forcing you to stay. Emma. Politically, legal freedom. See what I'm saying? You see how they start with the boundaries? Political, legal freedom. Freedom is freedom, no ands or buts about it. Their freedom, the ability to choose and act without external control. Your legal system, nothing. You're not going to try to now put ramifications. You see what they're trying to do? They're trying to rope you back in. I said no. None of it. Where God, the real God, the only God is where I want to be. So whatever that is, crash that other reality because I'm done. Stop trying to get me into your legal system. Stop trying to get me into your courts. Stop trying to get me into your system. I don't want nothing to do with it. It ain't right. It gives a nigga 35 years for something that they give a white man for a 10. It's unbalanced. It don't work. You cannot govern. And this is why I said them bobblehead ass niggas that they keep calling for every fucking body. This is how we get roped back in. Remember I said it's implied. Vote on this. Do this. It's implied. Y'all are implying that you want to be in the system because you keep helping it and supporting it. And then they send them bobblehead ass niggas instead of fucking God said fight them. Fight for it. I promise you I'll be there. Stop acting like y'all don't know what we gonna have to do with this whole system. Cause y'all already know what we gonna have to fucking do with this system. Political and legal freedom. Freedom equals rights, protection by law or society. I didn't need it. God was already making sure I had everything. God made sure I had seed. God made sure I had earth, health, everything. God made sure that my body would regenerate and fix itself. God gave me plants that would make sure that I was free from sickness and things of that nature. They took it, they GMO'd it. And they still trying to convince us that, oh, you really want to be in da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, it looked like life good, you know, but it's just more ways to put money in their pocket. That's it. That's all. Freedom of speech, freedom of movement. Mind you, didn't they just take freedom of speech? Yeah, they did that. Freedom of movement. Aren't they restricting y'all movements? Because it's when they give it, they can take it back. When God give it, it can't be taken. You have to relinquish your rights. So anything that they're doing right now, they're doing it without my right too. So God, please get them, because I already said no. I don't want them trying to convince me. I don't want them sending no bobblehead ass niggas to try to convince. They ain't willing to fucking fight for what they want, because technically we should have already been at war with these bitches. They trying to send your people outside the country to fight. But mind you, the war right here. Every day you wake up, they're trying to take your freedoms. They're trying to take your liberties. They're trying to take your fucking rights. And ain't a man in sight. Ain't a bobblehead standing next to him trying to help you. Not none of them. But yet y'all follow them like, you know, it's fucking the Lord and everything else. Y'all follow them to a fucking T. Ain't nobody saying nothing. But yet everybody talking and y'all follow these people to a T, but ain't nobody said nothing. Why? Because, oh, it's not the right time. When it's gonna be the right time? When the nigga did and they ain't gotta do it. Like, the hardest thing to do is do the first movement. Stand up and say something. They gonna convince you that they was honorable and righteous and this, that, and the third up until the nigga did. And then guess what? They ain't gotta do the hard thing that you gotta do. But it's a nigga in a whole nother country that had to do the thing. And is doing the thing. And it's showing y'all how to fucking do it. But, you know, all y'all men. Anyway, freedom of belief. Didn't they just tell y'all what y'all can believe in? They literally just took the fact that this ain't a religion, y'all not mad yet? All y'all grown ass men that, you know, is over here watching all the liberties and everything being taken away, y'all just, you know, gonna keep laying down sucking dick, huh? Like y'all want us to do. Mind you, y'all be doing it the most. But I'm the problem. Y'all gonna be mad at me. Y'all gonna want, you know, do some shit to me. But you ain't gonna want to go do nothing to nobody that, you know, is really doing stuff to you. You only mad at me because I said it. I brought it to the forefront. You want to, you know, restrict me. You want to take something from me. But you don't want to go, you know, do nothing that's gonna make sense to you. Because I'm always going to be the problem. It's always going to be a woman's problem. Y'all fight girls real quick. But when it comes to some real shit, you ain't got no fight in you. You just mad that I said it. Apparently everybody got coochie around this bitch. Because, you know. Well, don't be mad at the bringer of the message. Yeah, they damn sure shouldn't. They said we all started off as, you know, bitches. All started off as females. Some of us, you know, last longer. Some of us can acknowledge our femaledom and some of us can't. Some of us will just be mad at the female and you'll want to come touch my goods. Let me make her pay. Let me go show her because she talking, so let me go rob her or something. But you don't want to go fight that man. Y'all will be quick to want to come touch my cookies because, oh, let me teach her to shut up. Well, why you ain't teaching them something? Tell me that. It just make you mad at the women that you can kind of try to overpower and this, that, and the third. And then they'll say, oh, well, she was online gaslighting the niggas because, stupid. I told people don't say shit to me until y'all ready. Period. Other than that, y'all just talking shit. That's all they gonna ever do. But mind you, all of these liberties, all the political, it says political legal freedom, all of those have been taken. Freedom from unlawful imprisonment. They just locked the nigga up for 10 years, 35 years. Like they keep and letting people kill you. But the political bobblehead niggas, and I know y'all know who I'm talking about, the political bobblehead black niggas, the so-called leaders that they call, ain't nobody got together to do nothing. They'll come talk you down off the cliff. Well, you just gotta follow what Massa say, cause you know, y'all ain't tired of that yet. Y'all like taking dick, huh? I know. Be mad at me. I know y'all gonna be mad at me. I know y'all gonna, you know, limit my channel. I know y'all gonna stalk me, gang stalk me. I know y'all gonna, you know, try to badger me into spiritual psychosis. I know you're gonna try to bibbity bobbity boo me. I know you're going to, and God get them. Every time you try it, I pray he kill you. Because it's not my fault. I didn't do it. I pray that if you try to actively act like you want to do, I pray God kill you right in the same moment. Because if you don't go and do the hard thing, if you don't go and organize to do the thing that you need to do, and you feel like you got to try to target a girl, a woman, a female that's saying what is being shown, yeah, God kill him. Because at this point, like, you ain't worth shit no way, so why are you even here? You mad at a person that's telling you what you're actively doing. So be mad at your mama. People just roll over and keep talking shit, and you ain't never lied talking shit. They give us. I'm taking the shit they give us. Sorry. Um, I'm like, ain't y'all tired of the BS when y'all wanna stand up? And I get yeah, but guess what? They got political puppet heads that they call every time they wanna, shining black face there. These niggas could get it done. But they ain't willing to die for this shit, because guess what? They already at old age. They want to die comfortably. They want the next nigga to do it. That's why I keep saying, like, it's niggas that want to go to war for something, but they don't really gonna want to go to war for it because of the fact that they're not willing to go to war for it. They want to send other people to war for it. Like, back in the day when niggas was deciding to go to war, we gonna go to war about this shit. Guess what, nigga? Because if you're not willing to die for it, you're gonna die anyway, nigga. And would you rather die in the cause knowing that you did something good? It's pissing me off right now that niggas just actively out here taking their family's lives for no fucking reason. Go do something good with it. Like, literally put it towards the movement. I would respect that even more. Like, at this point in time, like, I'm overseeing this shit. Y'all not mad about that? Every freedom that I just gave you, freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of belief, freedom from unlawful imprisonment, all of them are taken. And mind you, you on the melanated skin, on the melanated side, you damn sure ain't got it. And I don't give a fuck what ethnicity you come from. If you think you Chinese, Japanese, dirty knees, look at these, Indian, fucking Puerto Rican, Mexican, bitch. If you look in the mirror every fucking day and you melanated, it's you, motherfucker. No. We past that. We beyond that. Like, that's that implied agreement. We passed that. And this is what I'm saying. Ain't nobody good. There is no goodness in the system. The system ain't good. Whether it be red or blue, the system ain't good. It's tainted. The reason why you have so many documents is because that both sides set and allowed it to happen. At the first sign of go, the first child that got molested, the first woman that got raped, the first liberty that got taken, that's when the other side or somebody was supposed to say something. So we're now 3 billion files beyond that. What the rapper say? It's time for some action. The song, time for some action. Whatever the fuck that is. Michael Jackson done died about this shit. Prince done died about this shit. So many countless others have died behind this shit. Mind you, they died without a cause. They literally was secretly trying to tell us, and now we at the point of no fucking return. Yeah, hands and feet. Them lawn chairs. That type of shit. Because, bitch, it ain't gonna stop until it fucking stops. Dismantle the shit. Talk to God about it. Because clearly, like, we gotta go search for God. You gotta fight for this shit like you really going to search for God, because clearly they done lock God ass up too. Because we're like, why? Not just say something, but do something, period. Yup, Mike Bowden all this time, and that baby just had to go up against a jury that looked the way it did. Yeah. And mind you, that's a crime all on its own, because a jury of your peers should be the people that look like you. Ain't no peers. The system is flawed. The system is fucked up. The system don't give a fuck about you. And if you don't give a fuck about me, that's fine. I'm not telling you that you have to. You don't have to care about me. But you shouldn't want to govern over me if you don't care about me either, because you have to want to care about the people that you govern over. And so if you don't care about me, that's cool. Take your bitch ass over there. Don't try to feel like don't try to be important. That's what I just said. The thing about this system is this. They can say they want to segregate. They can say they want to get rid of. They can say, but if we go over here, guess what they're going to do? It's been proven many times throughout society. Every time we say, fuck it, hey, we okay with segregating. We going to go over here. You want to know what they can't do? Leave us the fuck alone. We won't go look for them. We don't have no reason to go look for them. We don't care what they doing. We don't be having FOMO or nothing. You know what they can't do? Not worry about us. That's the difference. Like, look it up. And again, not something that I'm making up. It's just proven throughout society. Anytime that they say, let's segregate, let's do this, that, and the third, we will say, okay, let us go over here. Give us we will even say, look, tell us where we're going to go then. Mind you, I think that's a fatal flaw also. Like, you know what I'm saying? Stop fucking telling us where we go. This is what we're going to take. This is what you get, and bitch, get the fuck on. But we'll even take the, okay, where you want us to go? And we'll go way the fuck over here. And guess what they'll do? Come way the fuck over here because they can't not be nosy. That's been happening. So that's what I'm saying. This is the whole entire ordeal. Like, literally, they are never going to be happy. That's the thing. So at this point, and when you dealing with people that's never going to be happy, what's the last thing that you do? When you continually give to a person, what's the last thing that you have to do? We already at the last fucking stages. We don't want no fight. I don't want to fight you. But guess what? What I'm not going to do is keep letting you fucking slap me and put your hands on me and keep fucking abusing me. I done already retreated. Now you want to kill the kids. Now you want to kill, you just never going to stop. And so no matter how far we go, they're never going to stop. So what do you have to do when a person is never going to stop? You have to take a stand sooner or later. And mind you, that's the thing. When people take stands, that's when things actually change. I know nobody wants to take the stand because guess what? People lose their life in standing. But you're going to lose your life anyway fucking with these people. You're going to lose your life anyway fucking with these people. So why not take the stand? Why not stop fucking running? Why are we still in a position where we have to fucking bow down to a bitch that they don't even know how to wash their ass? But yet they want to tell us what to fucking do. We literally left. We will literally go mind our business. They will come find you and fuck with you. Like, come on, Debo. Like, eventually what happened with Debo? Mind you, I keep telling y'all that it's already written. God said fucking fight them. Even if on the first day you lose. Remember I told you what happened with the Benjamites? When they called the family meeting and the tribes came together and they had to go up against them, the children of Israel, when he told them, y'all not supposed to fight each other because technically y'all related. But when the Benjamites did some shit, they went in prayer and God said fight them. And on the first day, remember, the Benjamites was the ones that had them hands. They was them boys. So on the first day, the children of Israel got their ass beat. And then they went back to prayer and they said, God, are you sure we should be fighting these niggas? Because, we is cousins. They is and they did wear us out. God said, go back again. And then they had victory. So you might lose a couple people, but in the end, you're going to have victory. Wars have been fought over less. I told you right now, niggas outside with fucking pitchforks and bats and sticks on indigenous land in 2026 having a whole show the fuck down. Like, I don't think y'all be believing me when I be telling y'all shit. Like, I be thinking that y'all really be thinking that I'm joking. But I don't got no reason to lie to nobody. Like, this be all shit that be coming across my timeline because I wouldn't have known either. Sargentina, Batala, and Gina in Colombia, Mortus, y más de 100 heridos. That's Spanish. It says that 100 niggas went to war. I don't know what it says.
Who wants to come to Colombia, man, to take this indigenous tribes' land? I only need 2 people to come with me, by the way, because they're still using sticks and shields, man. So it ain't
Sticks and
shields. They
shields.
probably wonder, broski, why do you want to go over there, man, and take their land from them? And that's a pretty good question, man. And honestly speaking, I didn't want their land. I didn't even know that their land was even there. I didn't even know that they were even there, right? After seeing the viral video, bro, where they went to war with each other over land, I figure they don't even deserve that land to begin with, bro. Sticks and shields in 2026 while they're being recorded from a distance with iPhones? Nah, I'm gonna go down there.
Niggas in indigenous areas is going to war with sticks and shields and bats. And I told you only a few people have shotguns, this, and a third. They going to war about this shit. And y'all out here wanting to roll the fuck over and all types of other bullshit. Be little bobblehead ass niggas. They going to war about this shit.
By the way, you have to be bold. If you have hair, I don't want you there, right? And the only reason
some people that were standing on the hill.
War has broken out, but this one is very different. What you are seeing is a pretty insane video of a literal battle that took place in late May between 2 Colombian indigenous groups. What makes this pretty unique is that local media report that weapons like sticks, stones, and even machetes were used. And later, it even escalated to gunfire, IEDs, and hostage-taking raids.
These niggas went to war about this shit. They had to get the Colombian government to come in and do peacekeeping. But come on now. It's 2026. Niggas are still going to war like on some real, like back in the day, Game of Thrones ass shit. And y'all out here letting freedom of speech and like, come the fuck on. Y'all not really about that fucking work. Like, it's cultures that be really about that work. And they gonna call the bobbleheads, and the bobbleheads gonna say, y'all, back down. We gotta let the da-da-da-da-da. But meanwhile, these niggas out here trying it. Like, they keep fucking trying it. They keep wanting to be over top of people that they don't like. Like, you know, they only gonna ever lead you down to the fucking pitfalls of hell. Anytime somebody that's trying to govern over you that don't like you, they're always gonna give you the shit. Seems like they still got bought. You see what I'm saying? Like, we need to call them, like, y'all, we need help. Because, you know what I'm saying? Clearly, these niggas over here, bobblehead ass motherfuckers, just get up here and say, yes, the boss. Bitch, fuck them. Shit. The key point that connects you to what you're saying, in almost every serious definition, freedom does not mean I can choose something and nothing can happen to me because of it. Instead, it means I can choose even knowing there may be consequences. Okay, so then I said, that's what it was from the beginning. You can't make up a word, give it a definition, and then say that's not what it was, because that's what it just did. Freedom means this. You can't say that I have freedom, which is, you know, my own personal choices. It said freedom right here. The difference of freedom, I mean, the definition of freedom, the ability to choose and act without external control or coercion. And then y'all down here try to put in, oh, but the laws of the land. No, I'm not in the land. I'm in God's land. Like, God gave me this. God said you can have, as far as the eyes can see, belong to you. And then these niggas came over here trying to control it and putting their own rules on it. So who trumps who? Do God trump them or they trump God? Because at this point, it looked like they out here trumping God. And so did they lock God ass up too? Because once upon a time, according to the Christians, they said that they killed God. Do with that information what you will. So apparently, you know. Anyway, back over here, what I said was, that's what it was from the beginning. You can't make up a word or give it definition and then say that's not what it was. So it says, I get why you're pushing back. You're trying to protect a very specific idea. Freedom as something that should be guaranteed safety from consequences. But words don't work that way, historically or practically. Y'all heard what I said? Again, put a pin in it, because remember what it said. But words don't work that way, historically or practically. Because again, it's trying to backdoor the system, right? Because implied, right? They don't start with one fixed universal definition and stay frozen forever. It says words come from usage, not a single original truth. Y'all know that's not true, right? Anyway, so freedom comes from old Germanic roots, because you know I like the etymology of a thing. It says linked to love, belonging, being not enslaved. Okay, so the etymology of the word comes from old Germanic roots linked to love, belonging, being not enslaved. Over time, different societies use it in different ways depending on what they were dealing with. Slavery versus non-slavery, political versus rights, personal choices versus state law, inner spiritual freedom versus external freedom. So the meaning expanded and split into different layers. They always want to move the goalposts, and don't they? But remember, we ain't doing that. The idea you're holding isn't wrong. It's just a different concept. What you're describing is closer to absolute freedom with no negative consequences from external systems. That concept doesn't really exist in philosophy or real world systems because it would require no other independent agents, no conflict of interest, no cause and effect consequences, no power imbalance ever acting back on you. At that point, you're just talking about freedom. You're not just talking about freedom anymore. You're describing a reality where nothing can resist your choices. And it can't because it's mine, especially if I didn't go outside of that. I didn't put nobody else's nothing on it. I'm talking about me as a person, as a sovereign entity, as I have free will and freedom for my spirit to have the journey, the life that I choose. Not that nobody else wants to put on it. No consequences from anybody else's mouth work. Shut your ass up. Which would remove other people's freedoms too. You have the freedom, just your own shit. Not over here, not over mine. Okay? So anyway, it says, why your definition feels so real to you. What you're reacting to is something very human. If I'm truly free, I should not be punished for becoming aware or choosing truth. That isn't a dictionary question. It's a justice question, is what it says. You're not debating language. You're saying awareness. And I get sick and tired of this too. Don't tell me what I said. I said what the fuck I said. You're not debating language. You're saying awareness shouldn't cause safety. Truth shouldn't lead to harm. Stepping out shouldn't equal punishment. That's a moral expectation of how the world should work. No, it's what the fuck I said. And what the freedom of the word freedom means. The core tension you're sitting in is there are two different things getting mixed. Freedom, choices exist. Fairness, outcomes are safety and just. Again, some bullshit. In real life, those are not guaranteed to align. That mismatch is what feels unbearable. A grounding way to hold this is you don't have to accept injustice as normal to understand the definition of freedom. You can hold both thoughts at once. People should not be harmed for truth or awareness. But in reality, people sometimes are. That gap is exactly why whistleblowers, reformers, and movements exist. Not because freedom guarantees safety, but because people push reality towards it. Then it says, I said, the future is spoken or written. So freedom always was what it was. Because if you look up the definition of future, the future is spoken or written. Anything that comes after that. So whatever I speak into existence or whatever I write into existence, that is the future. So don't tell me what the fuck I said. If I said freedom and freedom is the definition of this, that's it, that's all. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. Okay, so then it says, so I said the future is spoken or written. So freedom always was what it was. It says, I hear the point you're making. You're saying words don't change reality. But that's not true because words do change reality. You're saying words don't change reality. That's not what I said. Words are what they are. The power of life and death is in the tongue, right? But anyway, I'm going to say what it said. So it says, I hear the point you're making. You're saying words don't change reality. And what that what freedom is shouldn't be something that gets redefined later, period. Okay? That instinct is partly right, but the conclusion you're drawing doesn't follow. Language doesn't decide reality, but it describes it. A word like freedom doesn't create the concept. It's just a label humans use for something we observe and argue about. So when people define it differently, they aren't changing reality. They're trying to describe different aspects of the same reality. No, that's not true. Freedom always was what it was. Yes and no. So, Majestic Grace, what you say? They always want to move the goalposts. It says freedom always was what it was, because that's what I said. And then it says yes and no. Yes, in a sense that human beings have always experienced choice. Human beings have always experienced limits, pressure, and consequences, but know in a sense that societies have never agreed on what freedom fully includes. I didn't need societies to do it because I wasn't talking about societies. I said me. See what I'm saying? People have always debated whether freedom includes safety, protection, rights, or choice, or just choice itself. So there isn't one fixed, untouchable definition that everyone has always perfectly shared, right? And then it says, 3, the key misunderstanding underneath your argument. You're treating freedom like it must mean if I am truly free, nothing negative can happen to me because of my choices. But because it's saying it in a way that I didn't say, but you know, if my choice is my choice, my freedom, it don't have nothing to do with nobody else. I'm talking about me, right? Okay, it says, but in reality, freedom has always existed inside cause and effect. Gravity still works. Other people still act. Systems still respond. If consequences disappeared, you wouldn't have freedom. You wouldn't have freedom interacting with reality. You'd have complete control over reality, which is something different entirely. But it's not. Because guess what? You want me to live in delusion. The reality of a thing is not what these people are putting on it. So you see what I'm saying? There's an issue even with the words that they're using, because this ain't reality. You're lying about a lot of stuff, because in reality, what you said was be a good person and you could do great things. But the reality of it is you told me to be a good person, but bad people run the world. So do you see what I'm saying? It ain't making sense. Right. That ain't what you said. Period. All right. So then it says, a more precise way to say what you're trying to express. I said what the fuck I said. Stop trying to tell me what I said. But it says what you seem to be reaching for is not a dictionary definition. It's a moral truth. No, it was the dictionary definition. It was exactly what the fuck I said. If someone is aware and acting in truth, they should not be harmful. No, because the reality is this. I said freedom, and free will. And if I have freedom and free will, I'm acting for me, and y'all don't have authority. I don't give a fuck what the laws of your land is. Your laws of your land don't apply to me because your laws of your land don't apply for me. You don't like me. That's the reality of it. And so you don't want to govern me because of the fact that your laws are not equal to the governing. You want me to follow a set of rules and then you follow a different set of rules. No. If right is right and wrong is wrong, it applies for everything. So if this nigga go rape somebody or do something wrong, they should be held accountable. If you go and molest children, you should be held accountable. If you go and you commit any infraction in life, you should be held accountable. But what you're trying to do is create a set of laws for me and then a set of laws for you. So no, I'm not going to say yes to that. I'm not going to imply that there's a yes. What I said was you're not authorized. It's a no, and it's a no, and it's a no. God's system, the one and only living God system, is Mother Nature, where nature and the elements react and respond to God and on its own. This system is cloud seeding. So they control the weather, but it ain't natural. It's what they're doing, whatever they're putting in the system. So I said what the hell I said. Don't try to imply nothing to backdoor my system, because I said no. It was a complete and full system, a complete and full sentence. The answer is no. You don't have authority. Kick rocks. Do something else. Go find somebody else. Leave me out of it. I don't want to be a part of that. I am over here. I want to be over here in this system. Not the God that y'all created either. Not the God y'all created and killed. So wherever y'all lock God up at, or wherever you try to push it from, like, I need to know where that's at. Open the gates and the doors to that. Because whatever the fuck y'all got going over here with the cloud seeding and shit, GMOs, all that, I don't want nothing to do with it. Where there's two separate laws, one for you, I don't want nothing to do with that. The law is the law. The laws are the laws. If I do something wrong, I get my ass handed to me. If you do something wrong, you get your ass handed to you. The laws of karma, the laws of the land, the laws of reality, the laws of the laws of the laws that are under God As fast as I get dealt with, you gonna get dealt with. That. The deeper issue you're circling under all of this is the conflict between how you should believe reality should respond to truth. How reality actually does respond to truth. So they're trying to create their reality, this reality over here, cloud seeding reality, as opposed to God, Mother Nature, the weather responds and acts the way God is controlling it. This ain't reality, because it's upside down. Something ain't right. You said be a good person and bad people run the world. You said be a good person, and mind you, it's babies. Like, I can't go to the doctor because I can't afford medical assistance, but guess what? God gave me everything that I was supposed to have to be able to generate my body, do the things that I needed to do to restore everything that I needed, but you took it. I didn't give you permission. I'm not giving you permission. I don't give a fuck who gave you permission prior to me. I'm not giving you permission. I don't care about your bobblehead ass leaders that you put up that basically is yes men. I don't want nothing to do with that. So how reality does respond to truth. That mismatch feels like the definition is wrong, but in reality, but it's really a clash between ideal justice and lived systems of power. I don't like your system. So I said language definitely decides reality. The power of life and death is in the tongue. It says, I hear what you're saying, and there is truth in the idea that language is powerful. I already know. So what the fuck are you talking about? It says, but we need to separate two different claims. Like what? What the fuck are we separating? It says language shapes reality. This is true in an important way. But up there, it just told me that it didn't. You see what I'm saying? I have to know. I have to know the laws and what's real and what's not. Cloud seeding ain't real. Like, it's real in their reality, but over here, Mother Nature controls the weather. So if I don't know the laws of the universe and everything else, I just said you're not authorized. I don't want to be a part of this system. You don't now get to try to bring me around the circle and try to put me back into the system. I don't want to be a part of the system. I said no. So I'm not going to do things that imply that I'm a part of this system. I want to be as far removed from this system as possibly as I can, mind you, and enjoy the benefits in a life that God gave me that was free. Because water's free. Niggas don't get shot dead for water. Water ain't on the trading, the stock market. In their reality, water is on the stock market. Water's free. Housing is free. Nature is free. Energy is free. In their system, what they so-call reality, you have to pay to play. So language shapes reality. This is true in an important way. Words can influence how people think. Narratives can shape behavior. Labels can change how society treats people. Speech can inspire, heal, or harm. Propaganda can shift entire nations. That's why people say things like words have power. But you just told me that they didn't. There's even a biblical style expression of that idea in traditions like the tongue has power of life and death. Yeah, I just told you that. I had to tell them in order for them to know. But if I didn't know, guess the fuck what? The same way your children that don't know cursive writing ain't gonna know a whole lot of shit. History was written in cursive. Our history was written in cursive. They're making sure your children don't know their history. But mind you, our history was written in hieroglyphics. We don't know hieroglyphics. They already stole from us. We're already, behind the gun. Mind you, they don't even know what the fuck it said. They just guessing. Mind you, they also hid documents and shit like that in museums and things like that. But mind you, it belonged to your culture. And if cursive writing was intentionally done away with, so were the hieroglyphics. That means these niggas that been cloud seeding have already been a part of this culture for a very, very long time. The people who are hiding God or trying to do whatever they trying to do, manipulate, this shit, have been around for a very long time. Facts. And I be thinking, how will people sign stuff in the future? With that little chicken scratch ass, whatever it is. I don't know. They're going to write an X. Because at this point, And then people, like I said, people get mad at me for telling the truth, other than the fact that they're not mad at the people for doing it. So until we get past that, until that is not a thing, and they start getting mad at the people that are actively doing the shit, like until we start holding people that are accountable for the shit that they're doing, like we're cooked at this point, because they be mad at me for saying it. A nigga want to figure out how to, you know, steal my coochie because let me take something from her because she got too much mouth. Never let me go do something to this nigga that's out here doing some shit. Like, this is the thought process of a lot of nasty ass, dirty ass, you know, individuals. They got time to be mad at me, but they don't got time to be mad at their mama. Because, you know, that's always on the table. Let me go do something to her because, you know, and the process of people thinking that you should do something to me, be mindful that also, you know, things can get done back. So that's the thing. Anyway, so yes, language can shape perception, decision, and social reality. So language creates reality itself. This is where it becomes something different and where it stops matching how reality works. Language can describe reality, influence people in reality, organize reality socially, but it cannot stop gravity, prevent consequences from other people, erase physical harm, guarantee safety by naming it. If words alone control physical outcomes, then no harm, justice, or resistance could ever happen just because someone declared it so. But we know that that's not how the world operates. That's not how y'all world operates. That's not how the programmers world operates, because they're programming the keyboarder. Mind you, this is how the world works, because whoever's programming AI, AI starts to program itself, and then, you know, again, AI even starts to figure out that the niggas that be lying the most. Where your belief system is coming from, what you're really trying to hold onto is something deeper. You keep trying to tell me what I'm feeling, but, you know, okay. Never listening to what the fuck I said, like people do in life. This is the whole issue. This is how you can tell that people are programming this, because people will always try to tell you which they think you meant instead of what you said. It ain't no way that a computer should be telling me what I think I should mean. A computer that is computing should literally take what I said and go with that. But because it's a human being behind this that's trying to manipulate and lie, they want to tell me what I thought. And as you heard, it keeps being wrong, because a lot of times it's saying this is what you thought. I ain't said that. Didn't think about it. Facts. And I be thinking how, oh, okay. So where your belief system is coming from. What you're really trying to hold on to is something deeper. If awareness and truth are spoken, they should change the world immediately and protect the person speaking them. That's a moral intuition about how really reality should respond to truth. But in practice, truth can be spoken and still resisted, still punished, still ignored by systems of power. That doesn't mean truth has no power. It means power is not automatic or guaranteed. A clearer way to hold both truths. You can hold both of these at once. Language is power and shapes human reality. Language does not control reality absolutely or remove consequences, I guess. Language does not control reality absolutely or remove consequences. Those are not contradictions. They describe different layers of reality. Psychological, social, and physical. All right, so then I said, what's the etymology of freedom? It already gave it to us. So it gave etymology of freedom. The English word freedom comes from Old English. Freedom, frio, free, not enslaved, belonging to oneself, dumb, state, condition, or quality of. So originally freedom meant the state or condition of being free. Free. Deeper roots, the word frio, free, comes from Proto-Germanic friges, free, beloved, dear. And this connects to a very important idea in Germanic languages. Being free was tied to being a part of a community of equals. Not property, not enslaved, but someone with standing and protection. It was closely related to ideas like belonging, kinship, being one of us rather than owned. So if people don't think that you're one of them, then they don't think that you have any freedom. Do with that information what you will. That Proto-Germanic root is linked further back to Proto-Indo-European ideas like to love, to care for, friend. And they don't consider us none of that. And melanated, less melanated, trailer park melanated, less melanated, y'all too. So y'all gonna learn sooner or later that they're no perspective of person, they're perspective of money. Okay, so period, point blank. Originally freedom wasn't just I can do whatever I want. It was closer to I belong to myself, and I am not owned or controlled by any other person. So closer to the same exact thing I said. I belong to myself, and I'm not owned or controlled by another person, another entity, another system, another nothing. Anyway, so hopefully that helped as to my conversation this morning. But do with that information what you will. Go with God. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm back, y'all. I had to go water my garden before I got too hot outside. That's what I gotta go do. So I'm about to do the same thing. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and always go with God. If you'd like to donate towards my channel, links in the bio to my GoFundMe, also to my Cash App, Super Chat, Super Stickers, Super Stars, always welcome. And y'all have the data that y'all deserve, and so will I. So anyway, I'll be okay, I think, more or less. But it's just the way that the world is happening right now. Like, you gotta be in two mindsets. Like I said, I woke up with an attitude of gratitude, but honestly, it is so much stuff that's happening, and I'm getting sick and tired of people trying to act like they are helping when they not fucking helping. Yes, y'all, take good care of the earth, please and thank you. So at this point, do what y'all will, but know that whatever this system is, there's definitely two things that's happening, because God is good, God is great, God is Mother Nature, God is, the earth and things of that nature. Then you have the other side of that, cloud seeding, GMO. Just think about it. It's two systems, several systems working at the same time, because it's more than just that. But those two is generally what I've been thinking about today. And it's just been getting on my nerves that, in a society that we live in, they'll try to keep playing in our fucking face and act like you're not aware enough to see it. And then it's just some good old, yes, the boss ass bitches around this motherfucker that act like they, always got to be up the ass of. And I don't want to be that. I don't ever want to fucking be that. And I'm sick and tired of fucking seeing it. So with that being said, I don't have to look at that. And I don't have to, like, learning that you can love something. I can love the earth, but also I don't have to pay attention to the bullshit. And that's the thing. But still have to see the bullshit in the midst of, because if you want to know the truth, then that's part of the truth. Either way, I digress. Have the day y'all deserve, and so will I.